In a vote that Republican leaders fought hard to prevent, a small but significant rebellion unfolded on Capitol Hill. 6 Republicans broke ranks, and in doing so, they sent a direct and very public message to President Donald Trump. They do not support his tariff regime.
On this vote, the yeas are 219 and the nays are 211. The joint resolution is passed. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
The vote aims to effectively repeal Trump's tariffs on Canada, a trade policy that has become the centerpiece of his second term. For months, unease had been simmering within the GOP over Trump's aggressive trade war. But this was different. After the Epstein Files GOP wars, this was defiance again, on the record. 6 Republicans joined Democrats to advance the measure: Thomas Massie, Don Bacon, Kevin Kiley, Jeff Hurd, Brian Fitzpatrick, and Dan Newhouse. It's a rare moment of GOP dissent at a time when Trump continues to maintain a firm grip over his party, even with razor-thin margins in Congress. But the president did not take the vote quietly. Within moments, Trump took to Truth Social with a warning. Any Republican that votes against tariffs will seriously suffer the consequences come election time, and that includes primaries. Behind the scenes, Republican leadership had worked furiously to block the Democratic-led vote. Speaker Mike Johnson and Trump's legislative team tried and failed to contain the defections. Johnson later told reporters that Trump was not upset, but the president's own social media post told a different story.
This is a very important night on the House floor. House Republicans tonight stood with the overwhelming majority of Americans who demand secure elections. Standing with me are some of the champions of this cause in the House and some of the leaders outside our chamber who've been working on this issue to ensure this integrity for quite some time, and this is a big achievement tonight. By voting for the Save America Act, House Republicans did exactly what the American people sent us here to do. It's promises made, promises kept. Ensuring the integrity of elections is an essential issue. It's essential to maintaining our constitutional republic, and everybody in this country seems to understand and agree to that. This is about a 90-10 issue in the polling, because all that we've done tonight in this simple piece of legislation is apply common sense. All this Save America Act does is it enhances the SAVE Act, which you've already passed twice before, which says that you have to have proof of citizenship before you register to vote in federal elections. The law already provides for that, but we need to ensure that it's enforced. And the second part of it, what we added tonight and what is part of the Save America Act is the second piece, the very common sense requirement that you have a photo ID if you're going to vote. So that's it. That's what the bill does. Proof of citizenship and photo ID to vote. Everyone in the country understands the necessity of that, understands how simple it is and how important it is. And the only people that oppose it are people who want to cheat our system, who want to participate in our elections illegally, unlawfully. And that's not fair to the American people and the citizens of this country. I stay in close contact with Leader Thune, and we met yesterday, actually, and talked about this. I told him that it would be coming over. We were certain to pass it, and we would send it, and hopefully we'd get a few Democrats. We got one, okay? So it's a bipartisan bill. It's going to the Senate, and I think Leader Thune is committed. I mean, I know he is to getting this to the floor, but we want to get it not just to the floor, but to the president's desk. We need to get this signed into law. It's really important for all the reasons stated here. We have a custom between us. He doesn't tell me how to run the House. I don't tell him how to run the Senate. But I trust that he is committed to it, and they're trying to figure that out, figure out the right path. And I think the talking filibuster is part of that discussion, and we'll see how it shakes out. So I would hope that there'd be some sensible Democrats there that would recognize, as one did here tonight, that this is a good policy and a good thing, and it's right. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. This is anybody who's for free and fair elections, for the integrity of our system, should be on board with this, and hopefully they could get 60 votes over there. With regard to the Homeland Security, there is good faith negotiations ongoing right now. I was at the White House 90 minutes ago with the president talking about that very thing. The White House is sending over a few terms. I don't know if you'd call it a counter offer, but they're in negotiations with Senate Democrats, and we're very hopeful that that can be worked out. They are going to vote on the House Homeland Security Appropriations Bill that we passed here, by the way, with bipartisan votes. They're going to vote on that tomorrow. If they do not have 60 votes to pass it, I think by unanimous consent, they could move into a short-term CR. We don't know yet how that's going to shake out, but I did tell the House Republicans, I put everybody on notice, that I would anticipate votes on Friday. I certainly hope that's true, because shutting down the government right now, if the Democrats force a government shutdown, it will be a disaster for the country. Remember what's at stake here. The Department of Homeland Security covers the agencies that keep Americans safe. You're talking about the Coast Guard, you're talking about FEMA, Secret Service, TSA. No one wants flight delays. We don't need another Democrat shutdown. They already gave us the longest one in history last fall, and we've had enough of that. So let's hope cooler heads prevail and we get this done, and we do not have to shut the government down. Yes, ma'am.
Why did these Republicans break ranks? For some, it was about local economics. Representative Jeff Hurd went on record to say that farmers and steel manufacturers in his district are feeling the impact. Representatives Dan Newhouse and Don Bacon, both retiring, framed it as both economic and constitutional. Earlier in the day, Bacon suggested as many as 30 Republicans might join the effort. But as pressure from GOP leadership and the White House intensified, the number shrank to 6. Still, the symbolism is powerful. The Senate has already passed a similar measure, canceling Trump's tariffs on Canada. But here's the political math. Even if both chambers pass the measure, Trump can veto it, and the House does not have the 2/3 majority required to override that veto. Speaker Johnson later dismissed the vote as a fruitless exercise. And this may not be the last confrontation. Democrats have unlocked a procedural mechanism that allows them to force additional votes, including on Trump's tariffs on Mexico and his so-called Liberation Day tariffs in the weeks ahead. That means more uncomfortable votes, more pressure, more political risk. For now, Trump's tariff policy remains intact, but the cracks are visible. The question now is whether this is the beginning of a deeper rift inside the GOP over trade, authority, and the limits of presidential power.